Alright folks, what you guys today? We are back, heading on to chapter number 2, where I'm sure Jones will recap and Kathy will tell me the information I need to know. Buzzer account reposted from a place that he called his secret hideout. It sounded very mysterious, but I've identified the place. Turns out it's the Northern Scenic Viewpoint. It seems Professor Narcisse went there daily. The victim went there often. There's a good chance we'll find important clues. Let's get to the viewpoint. And we are back. That is true. Indonesia just got hit by a tsunami and earthquake, like today? Like within the last 24 hours? That's nuts. That sucks. Bananas. B-A-N-A-N-A-S. Bananas. Ace, I used to come over to Zoe before the earthquake, and now everything's changed. The view, my life, Zoe. Yeah, dude, you keep bringing her up, man. Let's look at the briefcase. Maybe we'll find something to throw in. That torn paper you found could be a clue. Let's piece it back together. Yep. Jones, you're getting a little, gotta get over it, man. Dwelling too much on it. What have I done? Fork in the neck. Oh dear. Fork in the neck. That's how our victim was killed. This is obviously not a coincidence. The message was written by our killer. But the message sounds sort of weird, right? Let's get it to Gabriel. Yeah, they almost sound remorseful. Yeah, the murder weapon's a fork. From our favorite TA. Oh, who's the TA? There's a mug inside the victim's briefcase, and there's something written on it. It says, from your favorite TA, as in those grad students who help teachers out by grading papers and such. According to the school's database, Professor Narcisse had a teaching assistant named Gregory Lynn. Gregory Lynn. Let's go ask him about the working victim. I think someone in the chat was right when they said that they think tattoos is going to be a clue. So Julian doesn't show tattoos, so he should be good. Hey, the police, are you here for tighter security? Hang on, let me just grab a moist mitt before shaking your hand. Security is definitely an issue today, Mr. Lynn. Secret Agent Ace found Professor Narcisse murdered in the cafeteria. Wait, Professor Cease? But how? Why? You would teach economics now. I don't want to be anyone else's TA. He was the best man. Looks like you really enjoyed working with him. Of course, he'd always encourage me. He made me improve my handwriting, saying that being left-handed didn't give me the right to be sloppy. He was my inspiration. It's a bummer he's dead, man. This place won't be the same without him. Yep. Hey, this message you sent me gives real insight into your killer's psyche. We're all ears, Gabriel. See, fork in the neck is clearly a reference to the murder. The question, what have I done, proves that the murder wasn't premeditated and the killer is shocked by their own actions. And what about fork in the neck? It's such a weird way to phrase things. Well, that's because your killer wrote it in the style of a popular card game, Counter Compassion. Their brain must have unconsciously tried to liken the murder to a game to deal with the trauma. Counter Compassion. Isn't that the game where you have a random question and players have to answer with the craziest cards that they have? I played it once. Yes, and what have I done followed by a blank is usually one of the cards. Your killer must play it often for the brain to channel the game as a way of coping with the murder. So the killer plays Cards Against Humanity. Well, they obviously lacked compassion when they committed this murder. And now we're on a roll, Ace. Let's make another look at the cafeteria. So interesting. Interesting. Cards Against Humanity. I've played that game a couple of times. No one has my sixth sense of humor. I've lost usually when I play with people, just because I pick the ones that make me generally laugh and are absurd. And people I play with are usually a little bit more serious. Alright, why am I not finding anything really? Okay, maybe not everything, I just can't find the eggs. Oh, there they are. Hey, Master Fist, what's up? Ace, it looks like one of those Meet the Faculty posters, and our victim is on it, but someone wrote oppressor on his face. You're right, we should get a sample of that orange powder. Maybe it'll tell us who was angry with the professor. Yeah, that must be his phone. Let's unlock it. Meanwhile, this is an economics book published by the University Press. Could it be something the victim wrote? Let's test the faded first page of the book to find out. Interesting. Yeah, I will say Cards Against Humanity is one of those things where it's funny to see people's psyche. I'm of the mindset of I enjoy shock value, and I just it's just fun to me. Like, I play it with the missus, and she's very proper, and her humor is very, for the most part clean, whereas mine is not. So I got a kick out of that. 6, 4, 6, 3, 8. Alright, let's do it. Great, now it's lagging again. Great job unlocking the victim's phone, Ace. Let's send it to the lab. Alright, well. Yeah, they still haven't fixed it. Kind of frustrating, but pretty simple. Hasn't fixed the lag issue. And I'm running a decent computer, so. Oh, there's another author. Interesting. Inside the economics book says about the author. It says blurbs about Dr. Renee and a certain Dr. Kevin Charles, professor of philosophy. So our victim and this Professor Charles wrote this book together, and they must have known each other well. Let's go talk to the co-author. He doesn't have tattoos, so I wouldn't think it'd be him. Yeah, Cards Against Humanity doesn't really allow you to do, nice answers. Now that we have a sample of that powder from the victim's two-phase poster, Ace, we can put it up under the microscope. Hey, what is it to be dead? It can only exist for others, for I can never taste it myself. To die is not to live, but how does one live? What? Do you have a minute? Sorry, officer, I was merely relying on the wisdom of ancient philosophy to process the tragic death of my colleague. Yeah, about that. We found the book you co-wrote. Were you too close? How could I answer that? One can only appreciate pleasures as they depart, not as they come, but we did enjoy discourse of ethics. Co-writing the book was the greatest intellectual experience of my life, even if Renee had a bit of trouble reading my handwriting since I'm left-handed. He and his wife also invited me to play that thought-provoking game, Counter Compassion, you know, and it's as Socrates said. I'm afraid we can't stay to hear what Socrates said, but if you remember anything important about Professor Narcisse, let us know. Yes, of course, we must live for the possibility of running out of possibilities, o temporo or mores. Right, so looks like it could definitely be his TA or his wife. I'd probably lean on it being more his wife because it seemed like it was a crime of passion, and I don't see the TA as being that passionate to kill him, but that's just me. Hey, that sample you got from the vandalized poster victim is orange eyeshadow. And you're right, Ace, we met someone wearing that shade. So Dorothy's the one who called her victim an oppressor. Let's go ask her why. Oh, I wouldn't think this stereotypical shaved head, angry at the world person would have been that. Hey, Miss Case, we know you've analyzed the poster of Professor Narcisse. You told us he was the best. Why would you call him an oppressor? I used to think he was the best, but now I know how wrong I was about him. See, I shaved my head a few weeks ago. People keep telling me it looks super cool, but not Narcisse. He actually started a petition to set up a dress code. He was going to forbid girls from shaving their heads and make me wear a wig. He said a shaved head was too distracting. Reminds me of the time he thought my moist mitt wipes were too smelly and accused me of attacking his nostrils. I couldn't stand by and watch our freedom be stripped away. I had to let the student body know who he really was. Let's hope you didn't decide to get rid of the professor for good, Miss Kicks. Alright, I definitely don't think it's her. I mean, she might have had her gripes, but I doubt that. Hey, did you find anything on the victim's phone? Yeah, and all I can say is I hope Alex and I never have a fight like the one your victim and his wife were having, Ace. She was trying to explain something, and he was horribly condescending to her. In this message history, he called his wife a silly woman and that talking to her was a waste of time. Well, that's not good. What was the fight about exactly? There were no specifics, but it was obviously about money. Well, at least maybe we should go talk to Miss Narcisse about this. Uh-oh. Poor thing. Whatever people want to do, just let them do it, as long as they're not hurting anyone else. Hey, we know about the fight you had with your husband before he died. The one about the finances. He seemed very harsh towards you. Oh, you found out about that. Look, Secret Chance, I told you the truth earlier. Our marriage was perfectly fine, except when it came to money. Renee was convinced that since he was the economics professor, he knew best how to spend our salaries. He argued that he was the only one fit to run the family finances. Last week I spent $100 on groceries, and he was furious, said that it was too much and that I didn't know how to handle cash. You should have seen his face when he discovered I had bought moist mitt wipes. He said we shouldn't be wasting money on brand names. I earned more than he did, but he insisted that he knew best, said that his brain was more developed when it came to finances because he was right-handed while I was left-handed. Wow. Well, that sounds pretty frustrating, but hopefully it didn't lead you to murder your husband. Yep. Leslie, nice. Yep. So what's going to happen? Oh, no. Donald Walker. What's up? What are you doing here? I need to speak with you at once. Alright, we'll do that. I'll see you guys in Chapter 3. This is Pitching Ace 88. Over and out.